KWTN 100.9 FM. Folks, we are going to be starting our episode of the Big Voice Sports here on 100.9. And we'd like to welcome everybody. We have DJ Garanteed, DJ Bessami, and Coach Q. Plus, we have a special guest. So, before we get started here, we want to get into our regular host introduction, as well as the people that are going to be helping us here today. So, DJ Bessami, go ahead.
Good evening, everybody. DJ Bessami. This is the Winnebago Communications Office Manager.
All right. And see, Q, go ahead, check your mic.
Okay, check.
There you go. You're on the air.
All right. So this is Coach Q, Quince Bass. They call me the jack of all trades. I think they, probably my kids. But jack of all trades. I do some reffing around the community and up in the neighboring communities. I do some coaching around the way too. I help with the live stream at the public school. You might have heard us last night while we were covering the Oakland Craig game. Mm-hmm. And then also we started this show. So welcome to all the listeners. I'm glad you're joining us.
And in the meantime, you also, the 9 to 5 is the rent's due, right?
Yeah. And then I also actually have a job of being the tenant coordinator out to the 40-acre project out there, the Ho Chung Village, and I manage 47 resident units out there, and it's pretty good out there.
For sure. And we also have a special guest. Go ahead and give us your introduction, my man.
Hello, guys. My name is Manuel Moniz. I am an assistant coach for the Winnebago Boys varsity basketball program. I also am a coach for the junior high boys, and also a local fitness specialist and personal trainer. So if you're looking to get in shape, get in contact with me and let's make it happen.
Dang.
Yes,
there
sir.
You go. Coach Moniz in the house here today. Let's tell our listeners as well as our viewers, for those folks that are listening on your dial, you go to 100.9 FM. You also have the opportunity to go to our Winnebago Tribes, the Winnebago Tribes website, I should say, WinnebagaTribe.com, and then look for the KWTN radio tab. Yep. We'll have our online radio player in there. And on the Facebook, we're located where?
We are Winnebago, the Big Voice.
So, what do we have in store today? We were kind of talking about what we're going to talk about here this evening, and we have the first premiere of the Res Sports Question of the Day.
All right? Yeah, so that's what we're going to start off with. You listeners, and also especially ones that can actually leave us comments on the Facebook page.
Yeah. But before we get into that, what else do we have in store? That's coming up.
Well, okay, we're doing the Res Sports Question of the Day.
Okay,
we're going to get into a little bit of the youth basketball program. We didn't get to talk too much about it last week. We kind of got cut off at the end of the evening. So we're going to start up with that one. Then we're since we have Coach Moniz here with us, we're going to go ahead and visit about the Winnebago girls and boys varsity basketball teams and what they've been up to lately.
Cool.
And then one that we've been kind of dying to talk about, Garen, is this past weekend's championship bout down in Omaha. Our nephew Terrence Bud Crawford in his fight that he did this past Saturday. We'll talk about that. And then we just got a little bit of information about the LNI tournament, the Lakota Nation Lakota Nation Invitational there.
Yeah,
I think everybody on the Reds knows what the words L and I stand for.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and get into that a little bit. Our neighbors here, the Omaha Nation Warriors and the Santee Warriors, or the Omaha Nation Chiefs and the Santee Warriors, they're participating in this tournament. So we'll go ahead and talk about that a little bit later on.
Okay.
So the first thing that we're going to talk about, Garen, can I get into this now?
Let's see here. We have to do a call sign real quick.
Okay, we are KWTN 100.9 FM, Allen, Nebraska, the official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe.
All right. I'm kind of excited for this one right here, this segment.
Yeah.
And then also when we talk about Bud Crawford, there's some controversy I want to talk to you about.
Okay.
On that fight.
Okay.
Did you get to watch it, Bessami?
I did not.
Coach Moniz, did you get to watch it?
I didn't get to watch the fight, but I watched the highlights the next day.
Okay, and we're going to talk about that, and it's pretty exciting and stuff. Last night, you guys were in action. Oakland Craig came to Winnebago Public School, and we'll talk about that as well. So, the Res Sports Question of the Day.
Okay, so yeah, we were. I was discussing this with a couple of my friends, and we were talking about like what we should get something that we can do every week and make it different,
Yeah.
But you gotta kind of make it resi.
Okay.
And so and then I got into another conversation, and we started talking about some of the nicknames that a lot of the past and present basketball, football, volleyball players, they all have nicknames that their friends gave them as they were growing up.
Yeah.
And there's some really kind of crazy ones out there too. And me and Manny was talking about it on the way up here, and we're still thinking about our craziest one. So the question of the day, and if you guys can leave comments, the question is, who has the best resi nickname out of athletes coming out of Winnebago, past or present? So the best resi nickname. Okay, so for example, my classmate Jules Rose, we talked about him in the last couple episodes, and scoring up those points, 50-point games back to back, and we used to call him Juju, that was his nickname, Juju.
Yeah.
And hardly anybody called him Jules, and then but we had a basketball practice one time his 10th grade year, and he never showed up to practice, and he showed up the next day with jeans on, and coach was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And where were you yesterday? Why were you not at practice? He said, well, I was at my little cousin's birthday party. And he shouldn't have said that because coach gave him the name Birthday Boy.
Oh.
So after that, in high school, he was called Birthday Boy. And so that was pretty resi right there. So that's the example I'm going to give.
For sure. Okay, so comment below on Facebook. The question of the day, what is the best... Oh, no. What is the most resiest?
Yeah, what's the resiest nickname for an athlete?
For an athlete coming out of Bago or anywhere, right?
Anywhere on your res.
Anywhere on your res.
Yeah, comment below.
We have some people from Santee that tune in, also up there in Sioux City, Macy, and Walt Hill, and here.
Yep.
Okay, so go for it. Did we have any comments? We have 4,000 people on our Big Voice Facebook page.
Yep.
So we're asking those 4,000 people to go ahead and start throw them in there.
Yeah, type
we
them
can
in.
see it in real time, so.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so can I do my coolest one?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the coolest one so far that I heard recently. But I think this is really cool. Antra Harlan is known as the A Train.
Yeah, the A Train.
I think that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Even like I listened to some of the live streams up there in South Dakota, and then they're like, I think that guy's name is the A Train and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's coming through as the A Train. You can, just go right into like when he takes off for a 20-yard run and stuff like that.
Definitely holds true to that.
Yeah, man. I was like,
A-Train.
whoever came up with that one.
You should see him in the weight room.
Really?
He's a beast, man. He's a grown man. He's a grown man already.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that coming towards me and be like, oh my goodness, I got to tackle that. You know what I mean? So the A Train is the coolest one. I got to think about the resiest one. Coach Moniz got one?
No, I don't have one yet. I got to think.
Yeah. Do you have
good
one?
ones.
I'd have to think of it.
Did they give you a nickname?
I remember a conversation back in the day. Somebody's like, "Hey, so who was all down there playing ball?" And they was like, "Let's see. Okay, there was Ghost and Pit and Q and Blue and that's not even none of our names, but it was all nicknames. We all knew who we was talking about, but not one time did you say our real name,
Yeah.
So I mean, this is pretty resi right there,
For sure.
But most people, guys and girls, have a resi nickname, and usually their parents or their aunts and uncles are the ones that give it to them,
Yeah.
So anyway,
And just kind of catches on.
Yeah.
And call them and everything.
so let's get the resi one.
All right. We got some coming in here. Bessami, what do we got?
We have Big Buns, a.k.a. Mark Bird.
For sure, man.
There you go.
Who said that?
Travis Meller.
Hey,
Shout out to Trav right there.
man.
Trayvon Bear said Warwick, Warstick, Lone Wolf.
That's a good one.
That's my guy. That's my guy.
Yeah.
Yes, so maybe we'll let the comments come through, and we'll go back to them periodically throughout the show,
For sure.
But Big Buns, that's a good one.
I know. That one time we were playing at the Slab. Nobody really plays at the Slab anymore. Is there a reason behind that?
I don't know. Nobody plays ball like these two anymore.
Yeah.
Tough to want to play outside when you got a nice gym to go to down at Whirling Thunder.
Exactly.
Perfect. That's a good response there and stuff.
Yeah.
But the slab used to be bumping
All the time.
And I remember when in high school we would play against Big Buns and shit, he'd ball out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he would certainly use those buns and stuff to box you out for sure, man.
Yeah, definitely try to take him to some 15 over tournaments soon, you know.
Yeah, man. How tall do you think he is?
Big Bun's 6'6".
Dang,
Yeah.
boy.
Yep,
And then,
even my generation, we've all heard about how good of a ball player he was.
Yeah.
man, for sure. All right, next topic. What are we talking about here? We'll let the comments come in and kind of read them off.
Yeah.
Bessami, keep us on track on that one.
Yes.
All right, so the next topic we're going to talk about is we got cut off last week a little bit when we were talking about youth basketball, and Coach Eugene Decora and his crew down there at Whirling Thunder, they sponsor a number of girls basketball teams up in the leagues up in Sioux City.
Mm-hmm.
The girls teams are doing pretty good. I watch a lot of the parents post their kids' games, and they go live and post scores and stuff like that of the girls' games, and I'm just like so proud of like the young ladies that we have out for sports playing ball. Myself, I'm just a beginner at the girls, coaching girls, and I'm doing my daughter's 3rd grade team this year. Coaching girls is way different than coaching boys, but I think I should be able to help these girls out a little bit. But noticing the girls above my daughter's grade, the 4th grade and the 5th grade and 6th grade, I'm seeing a lot of good things out of those groups of girls, and wins and losses don't really show how good a basketball team is, but fortunately the Winnebago girls teams, they're getting a lot of wins up there, and I see a few of our teams even qualified for a big tournament at the end of the year by winning out their division. So congratulations to those girls, and congratulations and thank you to those coaches.
Yeah.
For the girls basketball program, because looking at the past, Winnebago, the community never really did that. It was always more like focusing on 1 or 2 girls or maybe just this one grade, but it was never where you had a coach having practice with each age group like we're doing now. So only big things can happen, and so which kind of piggybacks me into the topic about the boys, because the boys actually been doing the having 1 team per grade. They've been doing that for like the past 6, 7, 8 years, and it's actually showing now. It's showing now that those gaps that some of us coaches talk about, if there's one group that isn't practicing and stuff like that, we need to get that grade going, so they can all, every grade level has good basketball players, somebody that can handle the ball and all that kind of stuff. So
All right, we have to do a station identification. Go ahead, Bessami.
Yep, this is KWTN 100.9 FM, episode 3 of the Big Voice Sports on the official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe.
All right, so I didn't mean to cut you off
No, it's
there,
okay.
but anything else on the youth sports?
yeah, just every Sunday afternoon, if y'all are trying to watch some Winnebago basketball, the Warpath basketball program is the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade boys. We actually play out of 2 leagues, one at East High. The games are usually at noon and 1, and then we take a couple hour break, and then we go over to the arena for another league over there. And so we have 1 or 2 games that night too. If you guys are interested in coming out to watch the games, just contact me at some point, and I'll send you a schedule for each of the teams. It's always good to have fans there from Winnebago, because for the longest time we'd have a few parents up there, and we'd go up and play against one of the East High teams, and they have a full gym of people cheering for them with only a couple people cheering for us. So it is good that a lot of parents show up. So fans come on out and support our youth teams. Definitely be fun to watch.
For sure. All right, next topic. What do we got?
All right, so we have Coach Moniz here. I'm just going to give him a little intro here. Coach Moniz, he grew up playing basketball. I saw him as a young man playing ball around the way, around Winnebago, Walhill, Omaha Nation area, and got to actually coach against him one year when he played for Walt Hill, and he was the guy that we were focusing on trying to stop. And I believe he put a 30-piece up on us that night. And then his senior year, he came and transferred to Winnebago to finish off his senior year with a really good ball team back in 2013. And ever since then, he's been trying to do what he can to I guess to share that knowledge that he learned about basketball to the children here in our community. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and bring Coach Moniz in here. We're gonna go ahead and visit with him a little bit about last night's games and then maybe what we got in store for us in the future with Winnebago. So, Coach Moniz, last night we were all at the game here in Winnebago watching the Oakland Craig Knights get 20-piece last night by the running Indians from Winnebago. What is one of your guys' the coaches? What is your guys' strategy and practice about on how to get the team to be such a physical team on defense?
Well, it all starts with accountability and communication. Of course, I feel like communication is one of the biggest keys to having a successful team defense. And it helps, that we got guys like Diami Barrage, who just has a motor that it just doesn't quit. He's always on go, and we love to see that as coaches, Reese Lovejoy also really steps up big for us. Cassius Carnes is one of our great on-ball defenders. Kevin Tebow, he's protecting the rim. We got a lot of different options that we can look to on our team as far as offense and defense. So we're just trying to utilize every single one of those tools and help them all become successful young men, not only on the basketball court, but in life as well. Yeah. And just constantly trying to preach those life lessons that, you know all about it, what it teaches you.
Yep.
Medicine, that's what basketball is.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was, we were calling the game last night, and every once in a while I'll kind of get caught up into the game, and not just like the physical part of the game watching it, but like the mental part. As a coach, you sit there and you try to nitpick about different things, and sometimes I put my opinions out there a little bit too much, but I really don't think my opinions are any negativity or anything like that. I think it's constructive criticism. So one thing that I try to mention in a good way during our broadcast is just in case the boys or you guys watch the game over again, that I'm saying positive things, things that you guys could see if you watch film, And that's one thing that I always encourage too, is that we used to watch a lot of film back in the day when I used to coach in high school. Just watch a game. As you're watching your boys play out there, you see little things, little mistakes to here and there, and you wish you could fix those. You're thinking to yourself, man, I need to show them. And so break that film out. Show them exactly what you're talking about, because in the next game you might be able to fix that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's why me and Eugene both agreed that's why we always kind of throw our opinions out there. Maybe we're not right, but we're trying to help out at the same time. But we're trying to bring a good game to the fans too. So
definitely.
Hey, what about that? That was going to be one of my next questions. How did the coaches and the team feel about the energy in the gym last night? Because the gym was so loud.
The energy was good. That's one of the bigger reasons that I wanted to transfer up here and play here, because of the support from the parents and just everybody that loves Winnebago basketball. It's just a great atmosphere to be in. Although I feel like for our home games like that, we could have more people come out. I understand with like the streaming and stuff like now, it makes it easier to just say, I'll just stay home and I'll watch it on the TV. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But
hey, you have sorry, Coach Moniz.
Yeah, you're good.
Could you bring up the YouTube on that and just play some of the highlights? I think you did at the end there. You did some of the replays and everything.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. While we're talking about last night's game, I actually had parents' night down in Bancroft, Rosalie. My daughter, she's a freshman and she wore number 25, and it was pretty good. She got to play. They played Wall Hill last night, and I know you coached there last year, and so the girls they're building. You know what I mean? They have small numbers and stuff, but. Anyways, after the girls got done playing and they did the parents' night thing, I went home and I put it on my smart TV.
Okay.
On YouTube. And last night we tried to put it on Facebook and YouTube, but I think crunching it and everything, one was kind of laggy and whatnot. So I just texted Bessami. I said, hey, why don't you just go ahead and shut down the Facebook and just go exclusively YouTube. And it played perfect. And shout out to the production crew and everything. I guess I want to ask you, what's your guys' record
Right now we're 4-0.
4-0. Dang,
Nice.
boy. Now, Oakland Craig, they came in before to Winnebago and used to beat up. You know what I mean? They would run the score up and everything. Then there was like a whole period, I want to say like 10 years where, shoot, you wouldn't be surprised if it went into overtime.
Yeah, it's
You know
close
what I mean?
game all the time.
Yeah, so I know that Winnebago built a lead, but Oakland Craig, they got some tall dudes.
They had two dudes on the front line that was 6'7".
Yeah.
And the senior, the left-hander, he was tough. He was a strong left-hander going to the hoop.
That's cool.
Yeah, and going in, we kind of had the thought of, regardless of what they have as far as athletes and basketball players, they're going to play hard.
Yeah.
Coach Aaron Meyer, he's not going
Yeah.
they're going to be disciplined. They're going to play how he wants them to play, and they're going to do their job.
Dang, man. So that was a good game, and I know that there was a point in period there where they kind of went on a run, and you felt like, I was like, uh-oh, it's going to go close, but then you guys started to settle in, play some good defense, and I think the speed was a factor with the Winnebago team, and I seen that last night. You guys called it great, you know what I mean? Everything that was we were looking for, some of the team players and everything, so good job to you guys. And
Thank
so
you.
far, what is your guys' biggest win?
Jamboree.
I'd probably say the Jamboree game. I mean, not to take anything away from any of the teams that we have played, but we haven't really played a school that's in our class yet or above for the regular season. So we're really looking forward to Saturday. We get to match up with the South Sioux City Cardinals at the Mini Dome, so that should be a great one.
All right. So that was going to be my next question. What game do you have circled on your guys' calendar? Is it that one?
That one, and then looking forward to the Pine Ridge game as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So Pine Ridge they come down, or you guys go out there?
They come down here.
Dang, boy.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. We got some relatives up in Pine Ridge up there, coming down this way, and I believe one of the Means relatives, he'll be making the trip down to hoop down here, so it'll be a fun one. I've seen Winnebago play Marty, Sisseton, Kickapoo. I've seen him Flandreau. I've seen him play some other res schools, but we never got a chance to play Pine Ridge. I always wanted to play them.
So,
Yeah,
Coach,
it'll be good too, because they also have the legend Jess Hart
yeah.
on their coaching staff as well. So
Okay.
I know what kind of intensity he brings when he's playing. So I can only hope to, it'll be nice to see what he instills into his team.
yeah. So last night, what were some of the things that you would say the team needs to work on, and then what was some of the things that you really kind of like, wow, we're starting to click now, and kind of some of the positive things? So good.
Well, they were playing like a triangle and two on us last night, which we haven't seen anything like that yet. They had a guy on Diami and a guy on Reese.
Okay.
So, and then they just kind of clogged the middle there. So it was a little bit of a challenge just to adapt and see what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
A big thing we like to do, we want to be a transition heavy team if we can.
There you go. Transition right there. Yeah.
Things that I would say that clicked, I guess, just believing in each other still, no matter what. Taking good shots, not forcing anything.
How was your as far as your leadership? Do you have a lot of seniors, or you guys are a young team? Or
Yeah, we do. We have a handful of seniors actually, and Diami's our captain. He's our vocal leader. He's the one that they go as he does basically, and he does a great job. Other guys step up in other avenues, and we appreciate that. I'm really excited for Duran Blackfish to come back and finish out.
Yeah, I heard last night you guys were missing some players as well too, for a good reason though.
Yeah.
And those were the people that went up to Indigenous Bowls.
Yep,
Is that correct?
yep.
Man, that is really cool. So we have some highlights. We'll talk about that real quick. Station identification.
Yeah, so this is episode 3 of Big Boy Sports. DJ Bessami, Coach Mino, Coach Q, and DJ Garanteed on the official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe.
We are recapping last night's boys basketball. So do you mind talking about the girls?
Yeah, the girls basketball, we'll make it kind of short. Oakland Craig just got a solid basketball team. They have
Lady Knights.
They have their starting 5, their next 5 that come off the bench, and the other 2 freshmen that hardly got playing time. They were all solid. I mean, their defense, they kept the full court defense on for 3 quarters and got too big of a lead on Winnebago. Winnebago only scored 1 basket in the 3rd quarter and 1 basket in the 4th quarter. I know I've seen the girls frustrated a lot.
Yeah,
they were frustrated a lot. But
so what do you tell them when they're kind of getting frustrated? You say, hey, the games won in practice, or like go back to the fundamentals, or what would you say to the girls?
I mean, for real, like, I mean, on this show, I'm always gonna try to be for real and try, I'm gonna worry about people's feelings too. But this is what I would do. That's what I'm gonna tell you. This is what I would do.
Yeah.
I was just talking about with Coach Moniz about watching film. Watching film, because a lot of times as an athlete, you're out there running around and stuff like that. You only see what's in front of you. You only see this much, or when you're turning to the side, you see that much. But to see it from an outside view, looking at the entire court, it shows you how good a defense you're playing, how quick you are, your fundamentals, like having your body and your base low to play defense and shuffle your feet. If you're not doing those things right, the film will show you, and then after that, if you're how would you say, if you're a mature enough athlete to understand that these are the things that you need to work on, then you take that into the gym and you got to train for those things. And if it's you're not quick enough shuffling your feet to play defense against this Oakland Craig team, then maybe in practice we need to work on those muscles when of shuffling your feet. Maybe do those drills. I mean, it's not going to happen overnight, but we do have a good idea for this girls program with all these younger girls coming up. That as long as we teach them when they're younger about these things, then when they get to the high school level, then they'll already know and they won't have problems, working out and training and stuff like that. But that's what it is. It's about the training.
Coach, you coached the Blue Jay girls last year, right?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. And I know it's kind of different from teaching. And Coach Bear is the previous Lady Indians coach. He moved up to the boys. What's the biggest difference?
I would say just the interpretation of the game, honestly. I mean, because as a male, I understand it this way versus trying to explain it to girls, then they just don't learn it the same way, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
I heard that before. Girls are more kind of like analytical when it comes to, where the guys are just kind of pushing it down the floor and just attacking the hoop, where the girls will they're smarter. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? For the fellas.
Wait,
and
what?
Stuff.
Say it again?
But yeah, that's what, so we're looking forward to some. Am I right? That's how you used to ball out, right?
Yeah.
He said most girls.
Most girls, yeah.
I heard all.
But for sure. All right, next topic.
All right. Oh, so we play South Sioux on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
And is it Saturday afternoon?
Yep.
I think it's at the varsity girls at 2:00.
I believe they moved it back. I think it's at 1:30 now, or 1, something like that.
And then the boys.
Excuse me, to follow.
Boys to follow. So it'll be Saturday afternoon up at the Mini Dome up in South Sioux. So if you listeners are looking for some Winnebago basketball this weekend and you ain't got nothing to do, stop up to the Mini Dome up in South Sioux and we'll show you guys what's up.
I just want to make mention, since we're talking about the upcoming games, on the schedule, the girls have a game tomorrow against West Point. Is it GACC?
West Point and GACC?
Yeah, so that one's going to be here at home starting at 7. So we'll be live streaming that from the Winnebago Public School YouTube page.
There you go.
Okay, in action on Thursday, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
ARL's tomorrow too, right?
Yep.
And then that game Sunday too will be a good one because there's 2 Winnebago boys that play for South Sioux's team, Ace Earth, Anthony, and then Randy Decora.
Yep.
So it'll be good. Good little res game going on. South Sioux came down last year with those boys too, and Winnebago got the win. Yeah. Barely, but they got the win. So
also have Scott Aldrich on the coaching staff as well.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
dang. You coach the girls or the boys?
Boys.
Dang.
Oh, shout out to Scotty Cool.
Scotty Cool for sure, man.
There you go.
So that's gonna be a good game.
So Scott and Nelly coaching up there, a couple Winnebago boys.
Right on. So I guess, as far as your prediction this year of the boys basketball, you're right in there. You seen them in the practice. You had a couple games under your belt and stuff. What's your prediction here this year?
Honestly, I mean, I don't want to sound cocky or arrogant or anything.
Yeah.
But I see these boys work every day.
Okay.
And I honestly think we can win it all.
Dang, boy, you heard it first right here on the Big Boy Sports. So when that time comes, we're gonna replay that for sure, man. And it's not hard work pays off.
Definitely.
Yes.
So, like you said, it's not being cocky or anything like that. It's just hard work pays off. So,
You asked, I had to answer honestly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Coach Q said, but no, I'm just playing. Trying to get him in trouble.
No.
Okay, that question of the day, we had one more person submit an answer. So we have Hosep. He had said Bootface, best known as Can't Wear.
Oh yeah, Sonny Ware. Yeah, he lives right by the slab. He's an old legend down there.
Yeah,
I see him shooting around still down there sometimes.
So there's 2 slabs in Winnebago.
There is.
There actually is, and it's crazy. That's probably resi enough right there. Old slab, new slab. Where you guys gonna go?
Nah.
Go slab, play ball. Which one? Old slab or new slab? Old slab.
No slab. Yeah. I almost rolled my ankle at the old slab. Me and John Snowball, and we're trying to teach our boys some kind of fundamentals and stuff. But there's a cliff right there, boy. And we were just like, "Hey, this is how you do a layup." And my ankle just kind of was like, "Whoa!" So it's kind of dangerous to ball out on red slabs these days. You know what I mean?
It is. Yes, it is. All right. So hey, are we moving into the next topic?
Go for it. What do we
All right.
got?
Well, the next topic on our list right here for this evening is we're going to talk about this fight that we went to the other night. We talked about it last week in the episode that we were going to be going down to Omaha to go watch Terrence Bud Crawford fight. And he fought this, I couldn't even pronounce the guy's name, and I still can't, but he's fought
Asinian.
Yeah.
David Asinian.
Avanesian?
Or something like that. Yeah, that's what I caught. But, man, the sound guy kind of made me a little bit upset because he had the... we want to feel the music. They had a DJ Bishop from 106.
Yeah.
And the sound guy is an old guy. I seen him, and he has a beard and stuff like that. He only turned it up to like 5. You know what I mean? Like, come on, turn it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To 12. Because when and I could barely. It was so loud in there. I could barely hear the announcements. You know what I mean? Like, bro, turn it up, man.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, it started off at the venue wasn't filled up until like that third to last fight, then it started getting packed.
Yeah.
That's when everybody would start coming out. I think it was around 9:30 or so in the evening.
Yeah. Did you watch it? You didn't get to watch it?
I didn't, no.
Did you hear about the results?
I know, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. What happened?
Bud won.
How did he win, though? That's
By knockout.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
All right,
indeed.
all right. Yep.
Yeah, hey man. So we went down. Me and my sons, we went down and got a hotel room and went to go eat at the spaghetti shop down there, Spaghetti Depot.
Dang, everybody.
Spaghetti Works.
R.I.P. freaking Joe Test, right?
Oh man, that's where we would have been.
That's where everybody would have been,
Yeah.
man. That would have been the pre-game party right there, boy. But anyway,
I figured you'd have went to Pepper Jack's.
Oh man, they had one downtown, but the Spaghetti Works where my boys wanted to go. They got all you can eat down there for $11. So, and they loaded us up with to-go plates. So hey, we had food for after the fight too. But hey, we stayed close enough to where we walked over to the venue over there, and I was kind of thinking to myself too, like, man, I hope this tonight's real fun because that walk back to the hotel is gonna be cold.
Yeah.
And it'd be good to have good conversations. So I have to think about the cold, And I don't know, you surprised me down there. I was sitting down there in my seats right down there in the kind of the lower level right there by the tunnel where the fighters all come out, and I was just talking about to my sons about and I think Garen said he's down here, and then he comes taps me on the shoulder. Yeah, taps me on the shoulder. Him and Wombly come and sit down with us for a little while. Man, you surprised me, bro. So, but hey, you guys took off and didn't get to watch the rest of the fight with me. But man, we had a good time over there. My boys were so stoked after Bud, gave him that little left jab and right hook across the jaw and knocked him out cold. My boys freaked out and they went running down to the tunnel right away because they knew that there was going to be other kids down there, so they got in front line there. So whenever Crawford come out, they got a chance to get some pictures with him and stuff. So
they got him.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That is awesome. So just kind of recap the fight itself. They mentioned that Bud Crawford always starts out pretty slow, and he did kind of just what they call a fill out round. When you face Bud Crawford, now Coach Moniz, you did some kind of fighting before, right? And some boxing and everything. When you face Bud Crawford, he's a two-headed monster because he can go the standard, right, and then he goes southpaw, which means he can start using his left. Halfway through the first round, he started to go southpaw and kind of caught him off guard. which means he got hit more than. I noticed that when he did that, he was getting some jabs in as well as he was hitting them pretty good. But at the same time, he was getting hit. The guy wasn't backing down. Like, he was putting pressure on him and everything. So the controversy, I don't know if you heard.
No, I didn't hear none yet.
Yeah. So the 6th round, did you notice that? We've seen it on the Jumbotron. They kind of paused it. The referee took time out. They went over there and like everybody in the thing was like, what's going on and stuff. But his glove popped out. His stuffing in that glove. And that was at the start of the 6th round. What happened in the 6th round?
That's when the knockout happened.
That's when the knockout happened. So, let me ask you this. Was that a factor?
I wouldn't think so, no. If it were that big of a factor, they might have said, hey, no, you can't finish the fight with this glove, we gotta change something. Or no,
Yeah.
I don't think it was a factor.
The commission rules states that you have to have a backup pair on standby. They'll wrap it, make sure that you don't put anything in there. You remember the kind of like back in the days, there was some fighters that would put what they call plaster of Paris in their gloves. And it was like a liquid. They would inject it. And as the time goes on, Miguel Cotto was a victim of that. As time goes on, the glove's starting to harden. And then he just got all busted up. You know what I mean?
By
Margarito,
yep.
for sure. And then Pacquiao came back and busted out his eye.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the commission decided then and there, because probably everybody was going to boo and everything like that, to continue that on. But it kind of taints that knockout. Do you think?
Well, I guess for myself, I'd have to know whereabouts would the stuffing come out of.
It was his thumb.
Oh, his thumb?
Yeah.
Maybe a Spence lover would say something like that, but
Yeah.
Oral Spence. Spence lover, he'd probably say that one there. No, but you know what? With a thumb, no, I say if it came out from the knuckles, yeah. I mean, but if it was like the thumb, underneath the thumb, if they taped it down or something like that, then
Right.
no, I don't think that had a factor.
Did be honest? Did you think he was gonna knock him out? Like, what round did you predict?
I thought 8.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
That's
for
what
real. It was in the 6th round.
I told my kids
middle of the
8.
6th round.
And I told him 8.
Dang,
That was
boy.
good.
And I thought it was going to be an uppercut.
I know.
Because he was uppercutting him all night. Remember, we
Yep.
kept on saying that? We kept on saying the uppercut's killing him.
Yeah, yeah. So here we go. I predicted after Terrence, as well as Earl Spence, who's the other undefeated fighter in that weight class. They're thinking about moving up or whatever in weight class and stuff. But I knew, I'm gonna say 2.5 years. That fight ain't gonna take place in another 2.5 years.
2.5.
What's your guys' prediction?
Man, I'm kind of honestly starting to think it might not happen at all.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that think it's not going to happen. It'd be crazy for it not to happen, though. It would be just so crazy.
Best fight of our, probably the dopest fight of our lifetime, and it might not happen.
Remember, Garen, we were talking about that. We was talking about like this could be ultimately the biggest purse ever in the history of boxing if they got the fight situated.
The fight. Yeah.
I mean, think about the anticipation. All boxing fans want to see the guy who's known for pound, and the other guy that's supposed to be able to beat him up.
Yeah.
You know?
My opinion. This is my opinion here. Let us know your guys' opinion and stuff. But Earl Spence can't face that two-headed monster.
Nah.
No.
You know what I mean?
Definitely
That's that. I got Terrence. If they go head to head, I got Terrence. I watched Errol Spence, and he had a close fight there at one time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm sure that they would probably go back to that tape and rewatch that and stuff. But yeah, I would have to go with what. There was, okay, so me and Wam, we went up to our seats, and then we went behind the cameras. And right below, remember where they had all the commentary, and then
Yep.
we seen Adrian Broner.
Yep.
And then we seen some other people and stuff. And they were like, wow, you know, Las Vegas is known as the fight capital of the world. But Omaha, Nebraska, I'm serious, man. My ears, when I left that place, they were ringing. It was so loud in there. You know what I mean? From the introduction, the ring walk, first of all, when his music came on, and then from the knockout, man, that place like literally erupted.
Yeah, it did.
Like he blew the roof off on that thing and stuff. I like that dance move too.
Yeah, I couldn't even hold my seat after the knockout, man. I mean, I stood up, and I was actually live, and I had a few viewers on our Coach Q TV when I do the commentating from my phone, and I think I had enough viewers. Everybody thanked me, you know, because nobody got to watch it. What is it, $80 or $90 or something like that for the fight?
Yeah.
So it was
a one-off. We caught a Uber over there, and the guy said, I've been driving around the, what is it, BLK Prime?
Yeah.
BLK Prime guys. And he's like, yeah, so I drove a millionaire. They give him $10 million for that fight. I think it was a one-off, one contract and stuff. But 6 rounds of work, $10 million.
Can't beat it.
Yeah, for sure.
Win or loss, man.
Yeah.
Go in there, just get knocked out real quick. All right, pay me.
So, some controversy. We'll keep our eyes on boxing news, and we'll see if that ever kind of comes up. And they're talking about the 6-round knockout with the stuffing coming out of his gloves and stuff. But in the meantime, Bessami, what you got?
Well, this is episode 3, and we got some feedback here from Daniel Ricehill. It said, Sports Hour, proud of all the youth in their sports ventures. Don't forget about your Degas, Jajis, Chokas, even some sisters still tossing some horseshoes. Omaha indoors this weekend.
Yeah, man. Now, as a horseshoe person that tried it, there is a lot of talent. You have to practice and practice and practice. So if you are a horseshoe player, I mean, shout out to you, because that is pretty cool.
Yeah, that actually brings up a good little segment that we could probably even talk about, since we kind of went through our topics, about the horseshoe. Even right now at this time of the year, in the middle of December, these guys are going down to indoor facilities down in Omaha,
right,
and tossing shoes in these tournaments, and some of them are money tournaments, some are trophy tournaments, but it's practice throughout the whole year. And then they usually have leagues in the summertime, springtime, summertime, fall time, and they all get ready and they go down to the Nebraska State Games to try to become a state champion.
Nice.
And there's a lot of natives that brought that hardware home.
Yeah.
So
sure.
A good job for all those horseshoe throwers out there.
I know my pops, Walt, and that crew, Walt McCauley, and my dad would go up to, like, why not? You know what I mean? And they would say, like, oh man, they're here. You know what I mean? Meaning that the natives kind of entered the tournament, so be careful and stuff, But anyways, they end up winning some of those tournaments and stuff, you know what I mean? So I know Quince Bass and Beatty and all those guys, Mr. Ricehill, Even the neighbors next door at the Omaha tribe, they have a lot of good horseshoe players down there.
Yeah, we see a lot of
up and coming Galen Senior's boy, little Todd Stabler. He's really good. He's a really good horseshoe player.
Nice.
And he might be 12, 13 years old.
Yeah, he's a young state champion.
For sure. All right, that was horseshoes, man. That's a good segue. Good reading there. Thank you for the comments. For those that are on Facebook, if you have an opportunity, check us out. Winnebago The Big Voice on Facebook if you're listening to us on over their airwaves. Yeah. What do we got next?
Hey, that was a good little comment by Daniel Ricehill with his Resi nickname Buzz. Everybody's got a Resi nickname. All right, so I guess we're just going to touch base just a little bit about our last topic, and our last topic is LNI, the Lakota Nations Invitational. I think one of the things that we wanted just to mention that our neighbors, the Omaha Nation Chiefs and Lady Chiefs, and the Isanti Warriors and Lady Warriors, I believe they both played today. I know I think the Santee girls and boys both played today and won. So they move on to the next round. Still waiting to hear about Omaha Nation's games. But there's a huge bracket here. It looks like maybe about 20, 25 teams maybe. And there's just a lot of different teams from around the Midwest and Indian country. Good luck to both the boys and girls teams from Omaha Nation and Santee. You guys try your hardest and try to bring some hardware back. We'll be following you, and we'll maybe talk about the results next week whenever the tournament's over. So we'll keep your ears open for that. But
I know the answer to this one, but our listeners are probably wondering, "Oh, come on, don't ask this question and stuff." But why doesn't Bagel go up there?
All right,
I know the answer.
Controversy.
Nah. Yeah. If you know the answer, go ahead and type it in and stuff. But Bagel went up there a couple of years, and it was pretty exciting and everything. And then all of a sudden, they just stopped. What's up with that?
Yeah, for years and years, we've heard about the LNI tournament, and Winnebago has always wanted to be invited up.
Yeah.
And we get to the year after we win the state championship back in 2015, and Mr. David Winges in his junior and senior year for the 2 years that we went to LNI, and Man, they just rolled everybody, you know. They just rolled through everybody up there, you know.
No point intended, though.
No disrespect, but, you know, they handled them pretty easily, I feel like.
But Winnebago did get rolled. Remember? In the locker room, they got some stuff. Yeah, so don't use that analogy, man.
No, definitely no pun intended, but yeah, they did it.
They rolled the teams on the court, but in the locker room when they weren't on the court supervising stuff.
Some of their stuff got rolled.
Yeah.
I hear you. That's a good one, Garen. You might be.
You came up with it, bro.
You might be a comedian.
But yeah, so that's why. And I know. When I was in high school, they used to do that one in Lower Borough. I forgot what they call it, All Nations.
DOC.
No, that was the Dakota Oyate Challenge or
That
whatever.
was in
I think there was one called All Nations.
Okay.
And I know that we won it one year with Haga.
Oh, yeah.
And there was Roger. There was, who was it, Les Painter, all those guys and stuff. We won it one year at Lower Borough.
Yeah.
I think it was the All Nation tournament. Then we stopped going up there because at that time our superintendent, I don't think it's this one here that we got now, but he said it was too expensive.
Uh-huh.
So when people would roll out to L&I, man, I mean, the fan faithful back in 2016, 17 and stuff, man, that was probably...
Can I tell you a story real fast?
Go for it.
So L&I in the first year, they made the championship game, and championship game's on a Saturday. I think the championship game is supposed to start at like 8:30 or 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, something like that. It was a late game. Well, I was coaching my son's team at the YMCA up in Sioux City. And we got done that Saturday after his game, and we went out to go eat a late breakfast. And we decided during breakfast that we were going to take off right then and there to L&I to go watch a championship game.
Dang.
And we're like, man, we only got this much money. We ain't got no money for a hotel. And I said, well, we can make it up there. I said, if you're down, I'm down. So my wife said, like, let's go. So we just
headed out.
Oh, we took the drive took the interstate, up to Sioux Falls and across, and got up there right before the girls' championship game. Waited around. The boys' championship game didn't start until like 10:30 at night.
Dang.
And then watched it. It was just a dunk fest is all it was. Dunk fest and a 3-point contest is all it was. And Winnebago blew that team out, I think, by 20 or 30. And we turned around and drove right back.
Oh, man.
And we were pulling into Winnebago, and the boys' bus was right behind us. So it was a long night.
Man, I thought this weekend heading down to Omaha and then turning around and going back the next the same night was long, but imagine going to Rapid City. Jeez, that's a good 8-hour trip?
Yeah.
You get an 8-hour trip and stuff.
8 hours up.
Keep us updated on L&I, the brackets and stuff. I heard that Omaha Nation has a good team this year, boys and girls. I think they got a lot of seniors on both teams and stuff, so we'll keep you guys updated on that.
Yeah, one thing I gotta mention is that the tribes in the Midwest are geniuses. The tribal programs are geniuses, and I'm gonna tell you why. They have so many conferences and meetings and different things going on up in Rapid City this week. And so you get there, you get your travel paid for, your room paid for, and per diem. And you get to go watch basketball. Yeah. But you got to go to your meetings, though.
Here's what I would like to see. I always hear the controversy around the Black Hills and what happened. And then there's like an incident where they were at a hockey game and it was a native tribe, native kids at a hockey game. And people behind them start yelling racial slurs at this youth group. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think Sioux Falls would be a better place for L&I. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Then you can include all these teams around here. Wouldn't it be such a hardship? You think about it, Sisseton, all that. And Sioux Falls has bigger venues than out there at the Rapid City.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll probably hear some stories about, what you're talking about the racial stuff up there after this tournament's over. It usually does happen.
Man. They should take it down, because a lot of people benefit. Hotel rooms are full. Mm-hmm. The restaurants are full. Taking in all that, it's an economic driver. So, shoot, just take that out of there. It's not benefiting any tribe, I don't think. You know what I mean? They're just giving all that money to the Rapid City, the people that call racial slurs to natives.
Exactly.
And stuff,
Exactly. I think Sioux Falls would be a really good spot down there. They have a lot of big venues down there. They have a CBA team that has a huge gym that we went to before. They can have that tournament over there.
Yeah. We should start it. There you go. Yeah. There you go. We said it first. Nah.
Right. Start it up. Let's start that.
Let's go.
Let's signatures. Go. Let's
go. All that just so Winnebago can get invited back.
They still won't invite us back.
Okay. So here's a question that we cannot talk about. Go ahead, Bessami. You see that last one?
Who's the GOAT?
What?
Who is the GOAT?
Is that your question, Beth, or somebody?
Trayvon Bear.
What's the question?
Says we cannot ask this question with both of them sitting next to each other. LeBron or Jordan? Who's the GOAT?
Oh my goodness! Are you serious?
Don't even get me going.
Are you serious?
I'll say this much. I don't think we have enough time to talk about this on the radio.
I'll say this much. Last year for leagues, I walked in the gym, sat down. I sat down, was getting my stuff on, look up, and lo and behold, I see Quince Bass in a pair of LeBron James basketball shoes, getting ready for his game. I took a picture of that moment.
Wow.
Had it as my screensaver for a little while anyway.
Oh my goodness, this guy here.
That's a good one. That is a good one. All right, we're going to go do this week's winners and this week's losers. So real quick, just give us, we have a couple minutes here before we do that.
All right.
And we'll start with you on your sports. So who's this week's losers and who's your this week's winners?
For what?
For sports.
Like across the board?
Yeah. So
if you guys can't tell, I'm new here.
She don't
go here. My third day. I want to go last. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Bro.
All right, so I have my loser. Okay. Brittany Griner, the WNBA player. Okay, because you know what I mean. I just heard that she doesn't want to stand for the national anthem. You know what I mean. So I know that there's mistreatment of that and everything, but there's proper ways to do it. Look at Martin Luther King. You know, nonviolent. You know. Malcolm X.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that symbol of that song, you know, Little Priest, you know, for us, and the flag that they gave him and everything. I have relatives and everything. I went to Russia. You know what I mean? So what she was using for excuses is pretty lame. So she's my this week's loser. I mean, shout out because she's talented. She's, how do you say it? She's a lesbian, which is, she's bringing some awareness towards that and stuff. You know what I mean? And I think that's really cool. But over in Russia, they're just not there yet. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're just not there yet. And I heard about her not wanting to play the national anthem or respecting the national anthem. If you want to protest, use your voice now. Make it a different, you know what I mean? Different subject, but don't use that.
Yeah, use it in a positive way.
Yeah. So, and then this week's my winner for Big Boy Sports is the production crew, man, because I watched it on my big screen last night on my smart TV, and it was dope. So you guys are my sports winners. For
Shout
sure.
out to Huge and
Kunu Dave.
Made his debut last night.
New addition to the crew, and also Gentry.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, of course, Coach Q, and I already said Huge, but double duty for him. So
what I like about it is everybody is Winnebago.
Yes.
Are from Winnebago.
Yeah.
You know, are native. You know what I mean? That is really cool. So we're just doing it, and that's the reason for this
for
sports
us,
show.
by us.
There you go.
Yeah,
so
that's a good
who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
So
Loser.
My loser in the sports world this week is Nike.
Okay.
They got rid of Kyrie Irving.
Oh man, Big Mountain, is that what they call him?
Little Mountain.
Little Mountain.
Yeah. So
he's Standing Rock.
So, but I'm gonna tell you what. I can almost guarantee you that those Kyrie shoes are probably one of the highest selling shoes that Nike had, and so they're the ones going to be losing out on all that money.
Yeah.
Kyrie don't care about that money right now. He wore some Kyries the other night. He had to cover up the Nike sign, and he over that Nike sign he wrote, "I am free. I am finally free."
Nice.
So I know that. Yeah. I know Kyrie's going to use his platform.
Yeah.
In
that
a
is
good
a good
way.
one. I like that one. Yeah. You know what I mean? Shoot, man. Talk about he. Okay, we're not emphasizing, and we're also not endorsing what he said. But man, Kanye and Kyrie and stuff like that, they just come out with some statements and boom, they took billions away from him. Millions, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just for saying anything, but like, shoot, there's people out there like the police and there's different injustices that are happening and stuff. All these guys that just
definitely.
didn't he just share something or reshare something.
That's all he just shared a book that was on Amazon. That's all he
we
did.
gotta be careful, man. Oh, smokes. Dang. Who's your winner?
Okay, so my winner, and I know that Coach Moniz probably ain't gonna like this one, but my winner is Jason Tatum from Boston Celtics.
Okay.
Boston Celtics right now are the number one team in the NBA.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And last night they squared up against LeBron, and they were battling, man. Jason Tatum and LeBron were battling.
Uh-oh.
The Celtics were up by 20-something. Lakers come back in the third quarter and took a 12-point lead.
Yeah.
And so that was like a 32-point turnaround.
We'll have to talk about the NBA and the NFL this next episode.
And then went into overtime. And then Jason Tatum pulled off, and he ended up scoring 44 points last night to get the dub.
What's that say, though, when, they're comparing 38-year-old LeBron to how old is Tatum?
Oh, he's like 24.
Yeah, I mean, still holding them expectations for an old man. Come on now, that's greatness, and he still put up 33, 9, and 9.
I meant to say the Lakers, just LeBron. It was the Lakers.
Okay, who's your loser and for this week? Loser for this week.
Oh, I thought she was going next.
Okay, go for it.
I'm going last.
All right. She got it. She has.
Yeah,
you want to stay tuned for this one? It's very important that you stay tuned for this one. But who's your loser? Think about the sports world. You know what I mean? Like that's from our perspective as natives and stuff.
For me, it's got to be LeBron. That's my favorite player. Been my favorite player for 20 years.
Yep.
Okay.
The guy that made me love playing basketball myself.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hard to see him. Kind of hard to see him in his last stages in the NBA. It's tough.
Yeah. Tom Brady's kind of in that same situation and stuff, but he's still a GOAT. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what do you think? He's gonna hang it up after this year, or you think he's gonna go another round?
He's probably going to
Which
keep
one?
going.
LeBron or
Tom Brady?
I think he might hang it up.
LeBron, what do you think? Is he gonna go again?
Shoot, man.
I think LeBron's got 2 or 3 more years.
He's probably gonna just try to get the scoring record now and
hang it up.
Yeah.
Nice. Yep. Etch his name in the history books for sure.
He don't even need to play ball anymore. I mean, he's got money all over the place. For sure. He don't need to play ball anymore.
Who's your winner?
My Winnebago Indians.
Yeah,
let's
we
go.
were waiting for that one. Okay.
My Winnebago Indians for sure.
Why is that?
They're just a treat to be around, man. Spend more time with those boys than I do my own kids.
Yeah.
So the relationships that I have with them, I cherish and I value them. And I just can't wait to see what they do.
Nice. Shout out to the Winnebago Indians. Good job. All right, Bessami, what you got for us, man? We waited to this portion right here. Everybody's tuning in. Look, all these comments are coming in.
She was over there researching on her phone, too.
Who's your loser?
My loser's Tom Brady.
Oh,
okay.
There you
All
go.
You know why?
Why?
Because he's getting sued over crypto.
Oh. Yeah, I don't understand all that stuff. You know what I mean? But, yeah. And he broke up, or he got divorced.
Yeah.
And then he might have something on the side or something like that too. So yeah, for sure, that's a good loser.
Hey,
That's a good loser.
Could I put an honorable mention with hers?
Yeah.
What about Brett Favre?
Oh,
what's up with him, dude?
Man.
They don't even want to talk about what he
I
did.
know. I mean, they're gonna bring up all this stuff, but when it comes to Brett Favre stealing all that money from those kids, man,
let's go. Come on
hey,
now. All right.
honorable mention.
Yeah. Who's this week's winner? Sports.
This week's winner.
Big Boy Sports winner from Bessami is.
I'm gonna go with Dak Prescott.
Oh,
Did he win?
Did they win?
I have no clue.
He's a winner in my heart.
They've been winning. Them boys are actually around.
Yes.
Them boys are actually
I didn't know
around.
you were a Cowboys fan.
You've seen that? It's in my car. I had that keychain.
Okay. See, we're learning something new. Coach Q, we didn't know that.
What's Dak's real name?
I don't know.
Dakota.
I just call him Dak.
You didn't know that?
His name's Dakota.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I
Hey,
think
so
Q's just making stuff up now. I'm kidding.
if they jump in that Salvation Army bucket, is it what's up? What's the story behind that? Have you heard that? Zeke Elliott jumped into that thing, and then like the commentators went nuts and stuff. Like he did that in Salvation Army. It's like a big red in the end zone. What do they call that? That's where you put your coats in or whatever, if you want to donate to Salvation Army and stuff like that. But he jumped in there and like they just went nuts. So I was wondering, they didn't really explain, but do they get like 50,000 or something like that?
Man,
For just
I'm gonna find out now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to
I didn't
Google
hear
that.
anything about it.
You didn't hear nothing about it? Okay.
Wait, he has to pay them because he jumped in on
I
this
don't know.
cause?
That's what I was wondering.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's probably what it was.
Is it? Dang.
Like he's gonna give him a big donation or something.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
All right. Well, we are going to be wrapping up here tonight's show, The Big Voice. This is episode
3.
3. Yeah, with Coach Q, Coach Moniz. Make sure you come up, help us out. We need to talk to Coach Bear.
Yep.
And Adam James.
Yep.
And
Adam James, athletic director and head football coach.
we also need to talk to some Winnebago alumni.
Yeah, he will be here next week to talk about the Indigenous Bowl that happened this past weekend. We tried to get him in today, but they're having a Christmas concert at the school that he needs to work at. So, and actually, that's where we need to be here pretty soon. But yeah, that's gonna be next week on episode 4. It will have Coach James in here talk about the Indigenous Bowl.
All right, quick shout outs. Anybody?
I just want to say, join us tomorrow at 11 a.m. for All Requests Live. If you have any songs you want to hear, you could go ahead and start sending those to us now. You can send them to kwtn@winnebagotribe.com or text 402-922-3347.
Nice.
And then also just real quick before we wrap up and do the final shout-outs, my good friend Mackie, he asked, will this program be covering esports from the high schools?
Sports.
Yeah.
Yep. Good suggestion.
Tell Mackie to have whoever the instructor is for that.
Isn't that our boy Austin Bales, man?
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, tell Austin Bales to go ahead and send us a message and let us know what's up with his program.
He's the esports GOAT.
That's a good one. Thank you, Mackie.
Yeah. Shout outs.
Shout out to Whirling Thunder Wellness Program, my place of employment. You guys come down and fill out an application, sign up for personal training, request me as your trainer, and let's get going and get your fitness goals out of the way.
There it is.
That is a good shout out. Cute.
Hey, myself, I just want to give a shout out to my kids that listen to me on the radio, hear Daddy's voice out here, my grandkids that listening to, and then my mom and dad, my wife. Shout out to all y'all.
Yeah, for sure. So shout out to Terrence Crawford. We talked about the controversy on that. Talked about some of the other things that happened at LNI back in the past and stuff. But there's always room for the future and improvement. Maybe Winnebago will be going there next year. Who knows and stuff. But nonetheless, good luck on your season.
Appreciate that.
All the players out there, the fans, we appreciate you representing Winnebago. And we'll be bringing those hometown streams. But make sure if they're playing away, that you travel with the team. It's a good team this year.
Yeah.
So you don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss this.
Please come out and fill these gyms up. The kids really need you guys' support out here. It makes them play way better.
For sure. All right, folks. You have a good, safe night this evening, and we'll be back next Wednesday for the Big Voice Sports episode 5.